Hello students, in last lecture we have seen the what is mean by disease, and there are different diseases which are caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoan or helminth-1. So in this chapter we have to study about 10 to 11 different diseases, the causal organisms, the group of causal organism, the symptoms, their control measures, the life cycle of different causal organisms, and how to diagnose the disease and how to treat the disease and how to prevent the disease. So with all these aspects we have to study the different diseases. So first of all we have to know which diseases have to be studied. So here the chart is made by me. Here the name of disease, the name of the parasite or the pathogen, and the group of that pathogen. So first of all we have to know the disease, the pathogen and the group of pathogen one by one. So here the first disease to be studied here is the malaria. ज्याला मराठीमध्ये आपण हिवताप म्हणतो. that malaria is caused by pathogen or that parasite, that is Plasmodium species. Plasmodium species, and that Plasmodium is belonging to a group Protista, that is protozoan. So it is called as a protozoan endoparasite. It belongs to Protista. So malaria is caused by Plasmodium species. There are 4 different types of species of Plasmodium which are causing malaria, that we will see in this lecture later on. So this is second disease, that is amoebiasis, which is caused by Entamoeba histolytica. This is the causal organism of this amoebiasis, Entamoeba histolytica. It is also a protozoan endoparasitic organism belonging to Protista. So the second disease is amoebiasis, causal organism is Entamoeba histolytica. Okay. Now third disease ascariasis. ascariasis म्हणजेच पोटामध्ये जंत होणे, लहान मुलांच्या पोटामध्ये जंत होतात, तो जो डिसीज आहे ascariasis, which is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides. Ascaris lumbricoides. It is from helminth endoparasitic roundworm. It belongs to Ascalmenthes, and therefore it is called as a roundworm. It is also called as a helminth endoparasite. So this is the third disease, ascariasis, that we have to study. Next, filariasis. It is also called as a elephantiasis. हत्ती पाय रोग आपण म्हणतो. पाय जो आहे तो असा हा मोठा हत्तीसारखा होतो याच्या इन्फेक्शनमुळे. त्याचा कॉझल ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे इथं हुकेरेरिया पॅन्क्रोफ्टाय. बघा जरा स्पेलिंग, हुकेरेरिया पॅन्क्रोफ्टाय. इट इज ऑल्सो helminth filarial nematode worm. So these are the first 4 diseases that we have to study. Next disease we have to study typhoid. Very common disease, as you know. It is caused by 2 bacteria. First bacteria is Salmonella typhimurium, or we can call it as a Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhimurium or Salmonella typhi. It belongs to group bacteria. Another here typhoid is only one causal organism. This causal organism is related to pneumonia. So this is typhoid, Salmonella typhimurium, group bacteria. Next disease is pneumonia, and this pneumonia is caused by, here you can see some bacteria are causing pneumonia, some viruses are causing pneumonia, and some fungi are causing pneumonia. So the pneumonia is caused by different varieties of pathogens. There may be bacterial pneumonia, there may be viral pneumonia, or there may be fungal pneumonia. So first of all the doctor has to be diagnosed that the patient may show bacterial pneumonia or viral pneumonia or fungal pneumonia, and then only they can treat the pneumonia. So the causal organism here bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae, that bacterium is causing the pneumonia. And viruses, there are different types of viruses which are causing the pneumonia here. Influenza virus, respiratory syncytial virus RSV, adenovirus and parainfluenza. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different types of viruses are responsible for causing the pneumonia. So these are the 4 viruses: influenza virus, respiratory syncytial virus RSV, adenovirus and parainfluenza. And the fungi or the fungus responsible for the development of the pneumonia are Pneumocystis jirovecii and Pneumocystis carinii. So these are the 2 different types of fungi which are causing the pneumonia: Pneumocystis jirovecii and Pneumocystis carinii. So pneumonia is showing different types of causal organisms belonging to bacteria, belonging to virus and belonging to fungi. Okay. Now the next disease here, as you know, common cold, which is also called as nasopharyngitis or acute viral rhinopharyngitis, or we can call it as acute coryza or a cold. And now we can move, that is corona, which is present in this earth. The total world is suffering from this corona. That coronavirus is responsible for this disease. Rhinovirus, coronavirus belonging to virus group. Okay. Next is a ringworm, or it is also called as a dermatophytosis. The 3 fungi are responsible for the formation of ringworm or dermatophytosis, that is Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. All these are belonging to fungi group and it is responsible for the development of ringworm or dermatophytosis. Next here is a dengue. Dengue virus is responsible for the development of this disease dengue. It is belonging to virus group. And AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is caused by HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus, belonging to virus group. So all these diseases we have to study, along with the cancer also we have to study. So malaria, amoebiasis, ascariasis, filariasis or elephantiasis, typhoid, pneumonia and common cold, ringworm, dengue, AIDS and cancer. So about 10 to 11 different types of diseases we have to study in this chapter. And this is the all tabular information about the disease, the causal organism and the group belonging to the causal organism. Okay. So here we have to start the first disease, that is malaria. त्याला मराठीत आपण हिवताप म्हणतो. So the causative agent of this malaria is vector borne disease. This is most important point. It is vector borne disease, infectious disease caused by protozoan endoparasite, that is protist, Plasmodium species. Means it is caused by a protozoan species Plasmodium, but it is infected or it is transmitted from one person to next person from the vector, and that vector is female anopheles mosquito. म्हणजे डास चावल्यामुळं मलेरिया होतो असं आपण म्हणतो. ॲक्च्युली डास चावल्यामुळं मलेरिया होत नाही. मलेरिया होतो कशामुळे? या प्रोटोझोअन पॅरासाइटमुळे होतो, प्लाझ्मोडियम. बट इट इज ट्रान्सफर फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अदर पर्सन थ्रू द फिमेल ॲनोफिलस मॉस्किटो. म्हणजे ज्या व्यक्तीला मलेरिया झालेला आहे त्याच्यापासून दुसऱ्या व्यक्तीपर्यंत नेण्यासाठी जो काम करतो त्याला वेक्टर म्हणलं जातं. म्हणून हा वेक्टर बॉर्न डिसीज आहे. तो वेक्टर म्हणून तो कोण काम करतं तर फिमेल ॲनोफिलस मॉस्किटो. ॲनोफिलस मॉस्किटो एक डासाचा प्रकार आहे. त्याची जी मादी आहे ती मादी इथं आपल्याला हा काम करत असताना बघायला मिळते. सो देर आर 4 स्पेसीज ऑफ दिस प्लाझ्मोडियम. प्लाझ्मोडियम व्हायवॅक्स, प्लाझ्मोडियम फॅल्सीपॅरम, प्लाझ्मोडियम ओव्हेल आणि प्लाझ्मोडियम मलेरी. 4 स्पेसीज ऑफ प्लाझ्मोडियम: व्हायवॅक्स, फॅल्सीपॅरम, ओव्हेल आणि मलेरी. फ्रॉम दॅट Plasmodium vivax is most common in our India. Vivax is common in our India, and Plasmodium falciparum causes most severe disease, that is called as a malignant malaria. Most severe malaria can be caused by Plasmodium falciparum, and in India commonly we have observing Plasmodium vivax. So this point is important for the examination point of view. Now the mode of transmission, how this malaria is transmitted. It is mainly vector-borne disease. As we have just seen, it is transferred from one person to other person through the female Anopheles mosquito. This mosquito bites a person and injects the malarial parasite, that is sporozoite. That sporozoite stage of the Plasmodium, which is causing infection of malaria. When the mosquito bites a person and the sporozoites are released in the blood, then malaria is caused to that person. Okay, so it is also transmitted through the transfusion of contaminated blood. Means suppose if the person is having malarial infection and from that infected person the blood is transfused to another person, that may get infection of malaria. म्हणजे एका व्यक्तीला मलेरिया झालेला असताना त्याचं रक्त काढून जर आपण दुसऱ्याला दिलं तर त्याचं इन्फेक्शन होऊ शकतं. पण मेन इन्फेक्शन कुणामुळे होतं तर ह्या मॉस्किटोच्या बायटिंगमुळे होतं आपल्याला बघायला मिळेल. सो हिअर वी हॅव टू सी द नेक्स्ट पॉईंट, लाईफ सायकल ऑफ मलेरियल पॅरासाइट. हाऊ दिस मलेरियल पॅरासाइट इज डेव्हलपिंग दिस डिसीज इन ह्युमन. सो इन दिस life cycle, this malarial parasite undergoes 2 cycles of development in 2 hosts, as human and as a female Anopheles mosquito. Means the Plasmodium, that is malarial parasite, is having 2 hosts. One host is human host and second host is female Anopheles mosquito. So here in man or in human, asexual phase of this Plasmodium is taking place, and in female Anopheles mosquito's body sexual phase is taking place. So these 2 different phases are present. Now we have to see first asexual phase in man. What happens? See here, Plasmodium enters into the human body through a mosquito bite to a healthy person. When this mosquito bites, the infectious stage of this Plasmodium called as sporozoites enters into the human body, and it shows 2 stages of infection in the human body, that is called as first erythrocytic, pre-erythrocytic phase, and second phase is called as a erythrocytic phase. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला ती फिमेल ॲनाफिलस मॉस्किटो एखाद्या माणसाला चावते त्यावेळेला त्या फिमेल मॉस्किटोच्या बॉडीमधून त्या प्लाझ्मोडियमचे स्पोरोझोइट्स, विच इज द इन्फेक्शियस स्टेज ऑफ द प्लाझ्मोडियम, these sporozoites are getting entered into the human body, and then these sporozoites are infecting the human body in 2 stages. Firstly, the stage is called as a pre-erythrocytic phase and second is called as a erythrocytic phase. So what happens in pre-erythrocytic phase? Here it involves infection of the liver. In pre-erythrocytic phase it involves infection of the liver. The sporozoites multiply asexually through the fission, that is called as a schizogony, asexual reproduction in the liver, to form merozoites. Means in liver cells, that is hepatocytes, we can call it as a liver cells are called as a hepatocytes. In hepatocytes these sporozoites multiply by asexual reproduction, that is fission or schizogony, and there is formation of merozoites. Means sporozoites are multiplied into merozoites, and these merozoites rupture the liver cells, rupture the hepatocytes and escape into the blood stream. म्हणजे त्या लिव्हरच्या सेलवरती अटॅक केल्यानंतर स्पोरोझोइटचं कन्व्हर्जन मेरोझोइटमध्ये होतं आणि मग हे मेरोझोइट काय होतात आपल्या रक्तामध्ये मिसळले जातात. अँड देन दे आर इन्फेक्टिंग द ब्लड सेल्स, दॅट इज इरिथ्रोसाइट्स, RBC. इट इन्व्हॉल्व्स इन्फेक्शन ऑफ द इरिथ्रोसाइट्स or RBCs. The merozoites infect RBCs where they develop into ring forms, means the further developmental stage, propozoite. The merozoites entering into the bloodstream, they are infecting to the erythrocytes or RBCs, and they are forming next developmental stage, that is trophozoite and then schizoids, which in turn produces further merozoites. So this cycle is getting repeated. Number of merozoites are coming from liver cells, they are infecting to the erythrocytes, and in erythrocytes they are forming trophozoites and schizoids, which are again producing these merozoites. Again these merozoites are infecting the other RBCs. So within RBCs the parasite multiply asexually and periodically rupturing them, and therefore these merozoites are continuously infecting the RBCs of that patient, and RBCs are getting ruptured by these merozoites. And when the rupture of RBC is taking place, it is associated with the release of a toxic substance called as a hemozoin, which is responsible for the chill and high fever recurring every 3 to 4 days, which is the classic symptom of the malaria. मलेरियाचा ताप कसा ओळखायचा, तर एकदम कडकडून थंडी वाजून ताप येते, म्हणजेच इथं आपण म्हणलेलं आहे चिल अँड हाय फिवर, अँड इट इज रिकरिंग एव्हरी 3 to 5 days, एव्हरी 3 to 4 days, प्रत्येक 3 ते 4 तास दिवसानंतर, किंवा काही वेळेला 10 ते 12 तासानंतर, काही वेळेला 2 दिवसानंतर, असे वेगवेगळ्या स्पेसिसनुसार वेगवेगळे कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर आपल्याला ह्याचे बघायला मिळतील. पण थांबून थांबून थंडी वाजून कडकडून ताप येतो, आणि हा ताप कशामुळे येतो, तर देअर इज rupture of RBCs is associated with the release of a toxic substance that is called as a hemozoin. When RBCs are broken down by these merozoites, a toxic substance is released from that RBCs, infected RBCs, hemozoin, and that hemozoin is responsible for the development of chill and fever, and it is the classic symptom of this malaria. So several such cycle occurs and develops. Waves of fever arise from the simultaneous waves of merozoite escape and RBC infection. आणि त्यामुळं जसं जसं मेरोझॉइडकडून RBCला इन्फेक्ट केलं जातं, त्याच्याप्रमाणे आपल्याला इथं सायकल्स ऑफ फिवर तिथं तयार झालेले, म्हणजे तापाचे असे आपल्याला चक्र येत असलेलं बघायला मिळतं. कंटिन्युअस ताप राहत नाही, 10 ते 12 तास काहीच होत नाही, आणि परत 4 तास एकदम थंडी वाजून ताप येतो, परत 10 ते 12 तास काही होत नाही, परत 4 तास कडकडून थंडी वाजून ताप येतो. अशा पद्धतीची ही सायकल आपल्याला बघायला मिळते. ही कशामुळे होतं, कंटिन्युअस वेव्स ऑफ मेरोझॉइट एस्केप अँड रप्चर ऑफ RBCs. ओके, सो सम मेरोझॉइट्स इन द RBCs आर डेव्हलपिंग इनटू सेक्स सेल्स कॉल्ड ॲज अ गॅमेटोसाइट्स. हे सगळं होत असताना काही मेरोझॉइटचं कन्व्हर्जन काय होतं, गॅमेटोसाइटमध्ये होतं, आणि मग नेक्स्ट जी सेक्शुअल फेज आहे, गॅमेटोसाइट तयार झाल्यानंतर त्यांच्यामध्ये सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन होणं अपेक्षित असतं, अँड दॅट सेक्शुअल रिप्रोडक्शन इज कॅरीड इन टू द मॉस्किटोज बॉडी इन फिमेल ॲनाफिलस मॉस्किटोज बॉडी. सो सेकंड फेज, सेक्शुअल फेज इन द मॉस्किटो. मॉस्किटोज इंजेस्ट द मलेरियल पॅरासाइट दॅट इज गॅमेटोसाइट्स व्हाईल फीडिंग ऑन ॲन इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन. ज्या वेळेला ती फिमेल ॲनाफिलस मॉस्किटो त्या इन्फेक्टेड पर्सनवरती फीड करते, त्यावेळेला ते गॅमेटोसाइट्स काय होतात, त्या फिमेल ॲनाफिलस मॉस्किटोच्या बॉडीमध्ये येतात, अँड दीज गॅमेटोफाइट्स आर देन डिफरन्शिएटेड इनटू मेल अँड फिमेल गॅमेटोसाइट्स अँड विच आर फ्यूजिंग मॉस्किटोज गट. मीन्स हिअर सेक्शुअल आयडेंटिटी, that is some gametocytes are identified as a male and some are identified as a female. This differentiation is carried in the female Anopheles mosquito's body in the mosquito's gut, and then these male and female gametocytes are getting fused, that is fertilized, and after fertilization there is formation of ookinete, and this ookinete penetrates into the gut wall and it produces oocyst. Means after fusion of male and female gametophyte there is formation of ookinete and formation of oocyst, and this oocyst is having number of sporozoites by the meiosis process. So here oocyst form a large number of haploid sporozoites which are formed through meiosis, that is called as a sporogony, and these oocyst ruptures after maturation and releases sporozoites that migrate to the salivary gland. After maturation of this sporozoite, the oocyst gets ruptured and sporozoites are get released, and these sporozoites are migrated to the salivary gland, and when these sporozoites are ready to infect, new human host through the mosquito bite. So these sporozoites are again ready for next infection, and only female mosquito is feeding on the blood while male mosquitoes are feeding on the plant sap, and thus male mosquitoes are not responsible for the transmission of this malarial parasite. Only female Anopheles mosquito is responsible for this transmission. So here we can see the life cycle of this Plasmodium. This is the life cycle, asexual phase in human body, and this is sexual phase in mosquito. So here you can see the mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito bites to a person, and the sporozoites are entering into the human body, and these sporozoites are firstly infecting the hepatic cell, that is pre-erythrocytic phase. Liver infection takes place, and in liver, the liver cells, the sporozoites are converted into merozoites, and these number of merozoites then coming into the bloodstream, and through the bloodstream they are destroying the RBCs. So here you can see ruptured erythrocyte. This cycle is repeated. These merozoites are infecting the erythrocyte. Then in erythrocyte, merozoites are converted into propozoite. Propozoites are converted into C-zone, and again C-zone is converted into merozoite, and the erythrocytes are getting ruptured here. This cycle is continuously repeated, and the destruction of RBCs is taking place, and the newly RBCs formed here are also here getting infected, and the cycle is repeated many times, and therefore here the chill and fever that will occur here due to this rupturing of the erythrocyte. So during this phase the gametocytes are formed here. You can see in the RBCs these merozoites or these propozoites are getting differentiated into gametocytes, and when these gametocytes are taken up by this female Anopheles mosquito while feeding, then this female Anopheles mosquito, there is formation of microgamete and macrogamete, means male gamete and female gamete, macro. So there is fusion of these gametes, formation of zygote. Zygote is converted into ookinete, and this ookinete is present in the mosquito's midgut, and this ookinete is converted into oocyst, and this oocyst is getting burst up during maturation of the sporozoite, and this bursting of oocyte releases sporozoites in the mosquito's body, and they are transferring up to the salivary gland of the mosquito, and when this mosquito again bite to another person, these sporozoites are again getting entered into the new person's body or in the same person's body, and this cycle is getting repeated. So here the asexual phase is carried out in the human body, and sexual phase is carried out in the mosquito's body, female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, I hope you understand this cycle. Now we have to see the symptoms of malaria. What are the different symptoms? As we know, there is a classic symptom, that is cyclic occurrence of sudden coldness followed by rigor and raise in fever up to 100 degree Fahrenheit, that is 40 degree centigrade, and sweating lasting for 4 to 6 hours. This is the most classic symptom of malaria. अतिशय महत्त्वाचं आहे की मलेरियाचा ताप ओळखायचा कसा, तर सायक्लिक ऑकरन्स येतो इथे, सडन कोल्डनेस फॉलोड बाय रिगर, म्हणजे अचानक थंडी वाजून अंग कडकडायला लागतं आणि ताप येतो, आणि तो ताप कितीपर्यंत जातो 100 डिग्री फॅरनहाईट म्हणजे 40 डिग्री टेम्परेचरपर्यंत, अँड स्वेटिंग, ताप येतो आणि परत घाम सुटतो. हे कसं होतं, लास्टिंग फॉर 4 to 6 आवर्स, म्हणजे दर 4 ते 6 तासानंतर आपल्याला ही सायकल रिपीट झालेली बघायला मिळते. ही सायकल रिपीट होते म्हणून त्याला सायक्लिक ऑकरन्स म्हणलेलं आहे. सो दिस इज द मेन सिम्पटम. अदर सिम्पटम्स त्याच्यामध्ये बघितले तर फिवर, हेडेक, चिल्स म्हणजे ताप येतो, थंडी वाजते, डोकं दुखतं, अँड मे बी डिफिकल्ट टू रेकग्नाइज ॲज अ मलेरिया, कारण साधी आपल्याला ताप येतो किंवा कणकणी येते त्यावेळेला सुद्धा हे सिम्पटम आहे. त्यामुळे मोस्ट क्लासिक सिम्पटम आहे ते हे आहे की त्याच्यावरून आपण मलेरियाचा ताप ओळखू शकतो. सो हिअर this Plasmodium vivax and Plasmodium ovale infection, it occurs after every 2 days. म्हणजे ही जी कंडिशन आहे ही दर 2 दिवसांनी आलेली बघायला मिळेल. and for Plasmodium malariae it occurs after every 3 days and in Plasmodium falciparum after every day. म्हणजे बघा फॅल्सिपॅरमचं जर इन्फेक्शन झालं असेल प्लाझ्मोडियम फॅल्सिपॅरम तर दर दिवशी आपल्याला ही सायकल रिपीट झालेली बघायला मिळेल. तेच जर वायवॅक्स आणि ओव्हेला असेल तर 2 दिवसांनी ही सायकल रिपीट होईल आणि मलेरिया असेल तर 3 दिवसांनी रिपीट होईल. म्हणजे प्लाझ्मोडियम फॅल्सिपॅरम every day this cycle is repeated and therefore Plasmodium falciparum is called as a severe malaria causing parasite. Okay, so other symptoms we can see here: arthralgia, joint pain, vomiting, anemia, retinal damage and convulsions. म्हणजेच काय की सांधेदुखी होईल, उलट्या होऊ शकतात, रक्ताची कमतरता RBC ब्रेकडाऊन झाल्यामुळं डोळ्यामधली रेटिना आहे तो डॅमेज होऊ शकतो. So these are the other symptoms. Severe symptoms are strong headache, cerebral ischemia म्हणजेच डोकं दुखतं खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये, हेपॅटोमेगॅली लिव्हरची साईज वाढलेली बघायला मिळते, हायपोग्लायसेमिया शुगर कमी झालेली बघायला मिळते आणि हिमोग्लोबिन युरिया हिमोग्लोबिनचं जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये ब्रेकडाऊन होतं, RBCचं ब्रेकडाऊन होते त्यामुळे तुम्हाला RBC हिमोग्लोबिन जे आहे ते युरियामधून बाहेर गेलेलं बघायला मिळेल. renal failure and death may cause. So these are the other symptoms of this malaria. Now this is the table showing different species of Plasmodium. Plasmodium vivax, incubation period 14 days, high fever after 48 hours of interval. मलेरियाच्या बाबतीमध्ये 28 दिवसांचा इन्क्युबेशन पिरियड आहे आणि 72 तासाच्या इंटरवल नंतर ताप येतो. ओव्हेलच्या बाबतीमध्ये 17 दिवसाचा इन्क्युबेशन पिरियड आहे, 48 तासानंतर आपल्याला ताप आलेला बघायला मिळतो. आणि फॅल्सिपॅरमच्या बाबतीमध्ये 11 दिवसांचा इन्क्युबेशन पिरियड आहे आणि हाय फीवर ॲट इरेग्युलर इंटरवल्स बिटवीन 20 to 48 hours. So very low time is responsible in falciparum and therefore falciparum is very dangerous parasite. So how the malaria is diagnosed? So here by microscopic study of blood smear, ब्लड टेस्ट केल्यानंतर आपल्याला मलेरियाचं डायग्नोसिस होऊ शकतं. देर आर रॅपिड डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट बेस्ड ऑन न्यूक्लिक ॲसिड ॲम्प्लिफिकेशन टेक्निक्स आर ऑल्सो यूज्ड. देर आर सम modern techniques which are showing a rapid diagnostic test which are based on nucleic acid amplification technique that is also used for the treatment of malaria. Here artemisinin based combination therapies, artemisinin based combination therapies, ACTs are used. WHO, World Health Organization, has recommended 5 different ACTs which includes various combinations of artesunate, sulfadoxine and pyrimethamine, and in addition to this quinine is also used. So these are the names of the medicines which are used for the treatment of this malaria, that is included in our new syllabus. The different types of medicines we are used: artesunate, sulfadoxine, pyrimethamine and quinine is also used. So for the treatment of malaria these artemisinin based combinations are used. The most important here we have to prevent and control the malaria. After causing the malaria, treatment should be taken, but how to prevent the malarial infection, how to control the malarial infection? So here first of all we have to prevent mosquito breeding inside our houses and drainage pipes by spraying insecticide. आपल्या आजूबाजूला आपल्या घराच्या आजूबाजूला डास होणार नाहीत याची आपण काळजी घेतली पाहिजे. त्यासाठी आपण इन्सेक्टिसाइड स्प्रे केले पाहिजेत. प्रिव्हेन्शन ऑफ मॉस्किटो बाईट बाय मॉस्किटो नेट और इन्सेक्ट रिपेलंट, मच्छरदाणीचा वापर करणे किंवा ओडोमस सारखे क्रीमचा वापर आपण करू शकतो. अँड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट प्रिव्हेन्शन इज द मॉस्किटो लार्वी कॅन बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय द रिलीज ऑफ गॅम्ब्युसिया फिश. द गॅम्ब्युसिया फिश म्हणजे हा माशाचा एक प्रकार आहे जो त्या मॉस्किटोच्या लार्वींना म्हणजे त्या डासांच्या आळ्यांना खाऊन टाकण्याचं काम करतो. तर त्या गॅम्ब्युसिया फिशचा वापर करून आपण यांच्या आळ्यांवरती कंट्रोल करू शकतो. त्यामुळे ॲटोमॅटिकली डासांवरती कंट्रोल होईल. अँड क्लीनअप दी स्टँडिंग वॉटर साईट्स अराउंड द हाऊसेस. आपल्या घराच्या आजूबाजूला कुठेही पाण्याचा साठा होऊ देऊ नका. एखादा टपकं साठलं असेल पाण्याचं वगैरे पावसाळ्यात आपण बघतो की जिथं पाणी साठून राहील अशा ठिकाणी हे डासांची निर्मिती होते. त्यामुळे पाणी साठून राहणार नाही आणि जरी साठवलेलं पाणी असेल तर ते झाकून ठेवलं पाहिजे. सो दोज स्टँडअप वॉटर शुड बी क्लीन्ड टू अवॉइड दी मॉस्किटो breeding and to मिनिमाइज द नंबर ऑफ मॉस्किटोज इज द प्रिव्हेन्शन अँड कंट्रोल मेथड फॉर दी मलेरिया. डासांची संख्या कमी करणे हाच एकमेव त्याच्यावरती पर्याय असलेला आपल्याला इथं बघायला मिळतो फॉर दी प्रिव्हेन्शन अँड कंट्रोल. सो इन टुडेज लेक्चर वी हॅव कम्प्लिटेड द फर्स्ट डिसीज malaria. I hope you understand about the malaria infection. Okay, thank you.